For any pole detector or postcard project, we recommend using protective eye gear as well as work gloves. When installing the postcards over the bollards in any parking lot, what we're looking for most is uniformity of height. Whatever number that is the number you're going to use as your base to cut the postcards. But we want to add 2 inches to that number. The reason we want to add 2 inches is that on the tops of many of these posts, there's concrete filling or other obstructions that could be a problem when sliding the postcard down over the bollard. So for these particular bollards, the highest bollard was 50 inches. We're going to add 2 inches to that number and make the cut of each of our postcards 52 inches. These postcards came at a length of 76 3/8 inches. We want the postcards to be 52 inches in length. We're going to measure from the bottom and mark where the postcards will be 52 inches in length. Measure from the bottom and not from the crown. Once you have this mark, use a saw to cut the postcard. You want a saw that gives you the cleanest cut. Once you make this cut, clean up the bottom. We want these to look professional. Some bollards will come clean and will be very easy to slide the postcards over. Each postcard comes with 2 pieces of foam. You're going to wrap the foam around the bollard like this. If it's a really snug fit, you can get away with using 1 piece of foam. We recommend 2. Before you put the postcard on the bollard, look at the seam and make sure it is lined up in the direction in which you want. Now push the postcard down over the bollard. Some bollards come with steel poles in them and signs. We need to take the signs off, and we need to slide the postcard over the post and the pole. So the first thing we're going to do in this situation is cut a hole in the top of the postcard. We're going to use a hole saw. Typical holes that we cut have a diameter of 2 to 3 inches. We don't want this to be a snug fit. We want to give some clearance because many times the poles that are in these concrete bollards are not centered. So you want to give yourself enough space to slide the postcard over the post and the pole without any obstruction. Using the hole saw, start slowly. Once you hit the postcard, you can speed up. Let the machine do the work and take your time. Look for a clean cut. Now we need to take the sign off the pole. This particular pole has been Tech screwed, so all we have to do is take the screw out. In some situations, you will find signs riveted to the pole. Our suggestion is to drill the rivet out. Once you drill the rivet out, we will often use self-tapping screws to reset the sign to the pole. Regardless of the connection to the bolt to the sign, it is your responsibility to get the sign off, and once you have the postcard on, to reset that sign on the pole. Once you have the sign taken off, it's time to put the postcard over the bollard. Each postcard comes with 2 pieces of foam. You're going to wrap the foam around the bollard like this. If it's a really snug fit, you can get away with using 1 piece of foam. We recommend 2. Once the foam is in place, it's time to put the postcard over the bollard and the pole. Using a ladder, go up over the pole and slide the postcard down. Before you put the postcard on the bollard, look at the seam and make sure it is lined up in the direction in which you want. Now push the postcard down over the bollard. And there it is. You've installed a postcard over a bollard that has a sign.